Welcome back to this channel. Today we'll be reading out the novel called
Grandma's Bag of Stories,
written by Sudha Murthy.
Murthy.
So today we'll be taking
The chapter,
story.
The Donkey and the Stick.
So shall we start, Avisha, without wasting further time?
Yes, here with me is Yashwant Rathod. So I'm going to start. So let's start.
Okay, start.
Donkey and the Stick. Aji was on an outing with her daughter and daughter-in-law, Smriti and Subhadra. One lived in Bangalore and the other in Mumbai. They were returning the next day as they had used up all the leaves.
I used up all the leaves.
All the leaves their offices had given. The children would remain at Shiggaon, though were their grandparents.
Were there with their.
Though with their grandparents. Everyone was looking forward to this stage of the holidays. The children because there would
Because the
children because there would be no parents telling them what to do, to Aji's delicious food and to fun outings with Ajja. The grandparents too were looking forward to having the children to themselves. The rest of the year it was only the two of them in the house. As Aji walked with the two younger women, they talked about how difficult it was for them to manage their office work. And the children? Aji listened silently. Then Sumati said, But they are so good when they are with you, Amma. How do you manage them so well? Subhadra nodded. I have read so many books and articles to find out about this. But nothing works the way it is written in books. Now Aji said, Do not always go by what you read in books. Learn to use your life experiences. Read between the lines. Then she grinned and said, Otherwise, you will become like the people in the story about the donkey and the stick. Sumati and the Subhadra forgot they were at the temple and clamored together. What is this story? Let tell us. Aji shook her head. Now you are behaving like children. But you are my children. After all right, come join us at night. When I'll tell you the story.
When I tell the stories?
When I tell today's story.
Yeah.
That night, the two mothers were the first to appear to listen the stories.
The
children were surprised to see their mums. And Aji started her story. Aruna Marg was a busy road. It connected a number of villages to each other and many people. Animals and carts used it every day. Walking along that road, a group of students discovered a rock which no one had bothered to look at in many years. Look! They told to each other in
Where is the told to here?
They told each other in excitement. There is something written on the rock. What can it mean? They called out to their teacher. When they examined the rock carefully, they found the markings were actually little drawings. One showed a stick, another a donkey. By now, a large crowd had gathered. Everyone was puzzled. What could these strange drawings mean? They asked, scratching their heads. They decided to go to the ashram of a wise sage nearby and ask him. But when they trooped into the ashram, they found to their disappointment that the sage had gone on a long pilgrimage. Only his young disciple was there. Only his young disciple was there, looking after the cows and calves. They asked the disciple if he could throw some light on on the strange drawings. Now, this young man was not very bright, but like many foolish people, he loved to put on an air of learning and pretend to be very clever. He examined the drawings carefully and minutely.
Minutely.
Minutely मतलब?
बहुत बारीकी से. छोटे-छोटे रूप
Then
में.
he proclaimed, "It is very simple. This is the drawing of a magic stick. The man with the stick is the hero of this place. He died protecting this village centuries back. Each person using this road must worship the rock and make an offering to it. The one who ignores it will become a donkey."
This is the rock and these are the footprints or drawings. Okay.
रुको साइड में लाओ. पापा
Yeah.
ये सच में फुलिश है. देखो जब कई लोग आते थे ऐसे बिना देखे जाते थे उन्होंने तो वर्शिप नहीं की. तो फिर वो लेकिन वो कभी डोंकीज नहीं बने.
नोटिस नहीं किया होगा ना.
हाँ इन्होंने नोटिस नहीं किया हुआ लेकिन आए गलत.
अब तो पता है ना, पहले पता नहीं होगा था. इग्नोरेंस में या अनजान में तो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं ना, कुछ भी हो सकता है. लेकिन जानबूझ के कोई करे तो देन दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. ओके
तो हो सकता है सच हो. आगे. The villagers were astonished to hear this strange explanation, but they were devout people. Devout मतलब?
डिवोट मींस बिलीव करते हैं किसी चीज पे कि हाँ.
They were devout people, and on that very
Let's see the meaning
day,
of this word. Okay. Devout. Okay, very religious. अत्यधिक धर्मनिष्ठ. Very religious. Okay. Devout.
पापा religious और spirituality में क्या अंतर है?
Same only. Okay, next.
They were devout people, and on that very day they set up a shrine. मतलब
Shrine होता नहीं around the rock. They set up a shrine. एक पूजा करने का स्थान
दिखाओ.
वगैरह बोलता है. You want to see that? Shrine. A place that is important to a particular person or group of people for religious reasons or because it is connected with a special person. Okay? You want to see the images? There is a shrine. Okay? Like this.
what is shrine? What is it? So this is shrine and temple. What is the meaning of temple then?
Temple is building where the gods is there. Shrine also like the altar, you can see gods are there. It can be anywhere. Shrine can be anywhere.
So we have a shrine, not
Yeah.
a temple.
Yeah.
Shrine.
Okay, next where it is?
They set up a shrine around the rock. They installed the foolish
Disciple.
disciple as head priest in charge of taking offerings from passing travelers. The disciple was pleased with his brainwave. brainwave
ब्रेन वेव में दिमाग से काम करने वाले बात.
Okay.
कि भी हाँ उसने ऐसा किया, उसने ऐसे बोला और ये बात फैल गई और ऐसा कुछ हो गया. So that's why he was pleased. But it doesn't happen like that, Avisha. As you asked me earlier, right? कि अगर कोई वर्शिप नहीं करेगा तो डोंकी बन जाएगा और स्टिक बन जाएगा. But it's not like that. डोंकी नहीं बनेगा. But people believed it. Okay? You asked me, no? Next.
Okay.
The disciple was pleased with his brainwave. Do you want to see the pronunciation of disciple? What is spelling of disciple?
Disciple.
Tell me the spelling, Visha. You should remember. Huh?
Disciple.
Why are you laughing?
90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999. 90999.
Disciple, a person who follows a teacher, especially a religious one. Okay.
Shishya, chela.
Disciple.
Okay. Now, the disciple was pleased with his brain wave. You are feeling sleepy? Start.
Of course, he did not know that the silly drawings meant.
He did not know then. He did not know what.
Did not know what the silly drawings meant. But he no longer had to run after calves and get kicked by angry cows in the ashram. He could sit by the rock the whole day, taking his pick of the offerings to the rock, and mutter a few mumbo jumbo prayers. His happiness lasted a few months till the wise old sage returned to the ashram. The old sage was annoyed to find his disciple missing and his beloved animals roaming around uncared for. Then he looked into the distance and saw a large crowd gathered by the road. He went to investigate and found his missing disciple there, looking happy and well fed, busy accepting offerings for a rock. He stood watching for a while. Then he walked up to the rock and closely examined the pictures. Without saying a word, he picked up a stout iron rod, and to the astonishment of the gathered crowd started moving the rock. Many came forward to help him, and when they had been able to move the rock, they found a pot of gold under it. The sage said to the people gathered around him, "The pictures meant you had to move the rock with an iron rod and find the hidden money. If you didn't, you were all like donkeys. You should not follow rituals and the words of others blindly. Think for yourselves and understand why you are doing what you do. If you had given this some thought, you would have recovered this treasure many months ago. Instead, you wasted your time and money making offerings. You wasted your time and money making offerings to a rock and helping this greedy disciple of mine became fat and make fools of you. This treasure belongs to all of us. Let's use it to keep this road in good repair so everyone can use it and go about their work in peace." The villagers hung their heads in shame, for they realized how foolish they had been. As for the disciple, he had to clean the cowsheds for many months to atone for his greed. What's in the...
Okay. So that's all in this video. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel. We'll come back again with the next story of this called Grandma's Bag of Stories, written by Sudhamurthy. Okay, bye.
Bye. And if it is night, good night.